So after shaving off the side to shift our panel towards the center back, we're removing 3/4, extending 3/4 at the top edge of the waist. Now we have squared off to have a true point of measurement at the thigh that, again, just like the knee and the leg opening, is also going to be perpendicular to the floor and squared off on the grain line with a 90-degree angle on all of these points. Bringing that to the rise edge, I like to extend this also 3/4 to increase the saddle depth. Is too short. It is only 2 and not even. If I look at the finished measurement, 1.25. This could be a front rise. That's how short it is. Yeah. So this is only 1 7/8. I'm extending this 3/4.
And the total measurement will be?
The total measurement should be, let's say we rounded off to 2, it should be 2 3/4. In addition to extending the saddle, I am dropping the saddle 3/8 of an inch. So it'll go down 3/8. This will also increase the curve and the room to allow the body to sink in the saddle a little lower so that my waist is not dipping. But we're distributing this correction. So we will then blend my extended 3/4 to my new lower saddle. That will also help to keep it from dipping and to maintaining a good distance in the inseam. However, dropping it will also make it shorter, but we will keep the distance from the knee to the rise to be shorter on the back than it is on the front. We will maintain the total inseam length from the knee up on the front, and we will then stretch the back inseam into the front inseam. This back inseam is on a curve, angled, and now it's even going to have more of a bias stretch. So therefore, it's going to stretch more than the front, which is straighter. And the stretch of this panel will actually compensate the difference of the length. So this will now be our new back rise angle. In addition, please make sure that these points are squared off, and they're not. It should be squared off based on the seam allowance. It should not have that notched little point.
Should be notched.
Right. So that when you match it to the seam allowance, it matches properly. So extending the saddle and straightening out the back rise, shaving it off the side will maintain the distance. And now what we need to do is make sure that the dart positions are also properly aligned with the grain. The center of the dart should always be the center of, the grain.
Yes.
We don't want any curly darts. So therefore, the fold falls right in the center of the dart, which, lucky for us, we could just go like that and bring our dart to be on grain. And we have to repeat the same with the second dart. So this dart should be how far?
2.5.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go to the center, and I'm going to square off again that dart based off my grain line. So here's the center of my dart, and here's where the point should be. So in this case, we're off on both sides, on the top edge of the dart and on the bottom part. part of the dart, so it's 3/16 on each side. So maintain the dart depth, just make sure that the center of the dart is on grain. So this and this center should be both parallel to the grain.